Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to Sunless Skies. We are currently doing the Incognito Princess's storyline. It's been a week because I was sick. Yet again, I apologise if you watch everything and you've heard that in every single video, but we are back again. And we have to head to Warbly-Juxta-Mare in order to find something blue for the princess. I'm not entirely sure what this is going to be, but I'm sure it will be interesting all the same. We do have to cross the nasty sea bit. Well, hopefully we don't get too much terror, even though we are briefly without terror because of the party impertinence. Ow! Oh, which one's the missile? Not that one. Well, that went well. Find the Sky Story of Tale of Terror, that sounds good. Let's examine the captain's logs. 1 Sky Story and 44 sovereigns. Oh, hello, a Forsaken structure. Oh, ammunition, just what I've always wanted. You can never have too much ammunition, that's one thing this game has taught me. The more ammunition you have, the better you are. Oh, it feels weird, I'm going to have to get used to playing this again. That's why I stopped playing games for like a few days, and I completely forget how to play them. This is going to be fun. Luckily, I haven't forgotten how to read, and that is the vast majority of this game. Is there something I should say? Oh, Fall in London. There's a new exceptional story, so this week there will be another... Oh, no. Wow, he just... pegged it. Oh. Oh, no. I ahed. Okay, someone is blowing a whistle frantically. Your quartermaster has located a musket and is charging towards the hold. It seems advisable to follow. Before anything irretrievable happens. The hold is a carnage. Splintered crates and oily excretions cover the floor. An angry knot of coils is trying to force its way out through the wall. We don't actually... Okay, I guess we're going to have to use hearts. Music can calm the savage beast. Arrange a choir. Ah, balls, we failed. Oh, there goes one of our crew. One of your signallers has a lovely voice. He delivers an old border ballad in a lovely bass. The squirming thing's movement slow. It slides closer as though to hear better. Oh. It takes the entire crew to wrestle the thing into a sturdier box and to sluice the floors clean of glaw. Well, that man had a interesting life. Look at the bright side, we're heading to Warbly-Juxta-Mare anyway. So, in theory, we can cage it while we're there, if I remember, otherwise it's going to cause chaos across my whole crew for the entire time that I have it. We are also running a little bit low on fuel. What was I saying? Oh yes, Fall in London, the Christmas event in Fall in London. The advent calendar is up if anyone is interested in that sort of thing. If they haven't played it for a while and want to go back, now is the perfect time. They're going to be giving away free things every day. This isn't an advertisement or anything, it's just kind of a public service announcement. I got the email yesterday and was like, oh, wicked, I remember this. I've done it every year for like 3 years. I've suddenly decided that running away may be the best course of action. Goodbye, guest dreadnought. See you later. I suppose there's any like nice ships around here that want to lend me a hand. That'd be nice. No, never mind. We're here anyway, and I'll forget he's there, and then I'll undock, and we'll get smashed up by a dreadnought. It'll be fine. Look, we'll be next in there. Okay, let's see where we can cage it. The mists, is it? Fog rises from below, seeping through the wooden slats of the dock. The crowds waiting in the queue begin to sing a watery, undulating tune of no discernible melody. So we can join the song in the mists. It rises from the crowd, spreading slowly. Offer sanctuary aboard your train. Most of those queuing are unsettled by the mist. A few are frantic with terror. This would be a good recruitment opportunity. Or we could sell protective talismans to the crowd. Yes, terrifying mists. We have just the solution. Let's sell protective talismans because I've never done it before. That's not that great. The crowd snaps up your guaranteed protections against the transformative properties of the mist. Customers squeeze their talismans tight as the mist grows deeper. For yourself, you prefer the cozy, mist-free confines of your cabin, watching it slowly recede. Oh, welcome to Warbly Juxtamare. I guess we've got to get in. Queue for a Pauper's Pass. How much is it to get in? 250. Or we could use one of our... well, two of our uncanny specimens. Well, we're running a little low on uncanny specimens, so I think I will just pay the fee. The rich claim their willingness to pay is because their time is expensive. It is definitely not that this is an opportunity to flaunt their wealth. This enables you both skip the queue and avoid donating to the port authorities. It's ludicrously overpriced, but perhaps you can afford it. That is very expensive. I mean, we could just... should we queue for the Pauper's Pass? A man in an exquisite three-piece suit and a lithe, moon-faced woman in black stand together, holding hands. Despite their refined attire, there's something feral in the symmetry of their behaviour, their hungry regard. It is time. A drum roll is performed by a smugly beaming child in a bright blue uniform. A maternal figure, similarly attired in cobalt, counts off those at the front of the queue. She reaches you, then three behind you, then stops. That's it. The rest of you will have to come back for the next lottery. Workers from the Bureau of Entertainments swoop in, gathering the lucky winners. A man and a woman appear beside you, both exquisitely dressed, their smiles well-whetted knives. Come already. The courtier doesn't like waiting. You need an outfit. Come. 5 tarot. Right, this is where we choose our outfit. A finely tailored coat draped across an army of smiling porcelain mannequins and an armament of coats in every size, all sumptuously designed, all perfect, just like you. Courtier calls two women from a door you hadn't realized was there. They are tall, sinewy, and sepia-skinned, with the bluest eyes. As before, as always, my assistants will do everything they can for you, my lady. The women are efficient but impersonal, their attention bereft of interest. Whenever you attempt to don something that doesn't quite fit your ensemble, they remove the offending garment to replace it with an inventory of superior options. When you finally dismiss the woman, the courtier considers you for a long moment. He turns to a wardrobe and hands you several garments, all your size. Once you're dressed, he dismisses you, shooing you into Warbly Juxtamare. So we're looking for something blue. Oh, let's write a port report while we're here, might as well. I think I've read that about 50 times, I think I can let that pass. Right. Well, the most obvious thing to do is the quest we're here to do. Locate maudlin poets for the Incognito Princess, a series of somberly clad people with scarves and aggressive rhyme schemes gather around a public house. This must be the meeting place of the celestial-inspired poets the Incognito Princess wishes to see. You squeeze in the back. There are rows of serious young folk before you. Poets take the stage to chart their woe at the working classes' plight. Or at least, that's what you presume from their gestures. They're inaudible over the chattering of the chattering classes. The Incognito Princess is pressed against the back wall. She ignores the rats who assemble to pour worshipfully at her feet. I would rather be closer, she states. Let's impersonate the gentle folk of the press. Poets are addicts for coverage. Convincing them that you are critics will get you a better position. Thank God we succeeded. You locate the best-dressed poet and explain who you write for. Her face flushes with excitement, and you're hurried to a prime position. You look up at a poet staring into the middle distance, describing the misery of the hour looms. Slowly, he becomes aware of the Incognito Princess, stutters and changes tack, hailing Her Majesty in celestial verse. Soon, another poet steps on the stage, adding her own thoughts on how extraordinarily well the princess compares to the first day of spring. Then a third, then a fourth. The princess takes a break from the attention of the poets and turns to you. "I will meet you back on the locomotive," she says. She found what she was looking for. You squeeze in the back. There are rows of serious young folk before you. You've read this. He wants to get closer again. Wait for just one more. No, you're not going home yet. Let's see what the princess is up to. You push back into the public house to see every poet in the room hailing the incognito princess, trying to find couplets to exactly chart the bounds of her perfection. "Not so blue now, my sad rhymes," she says, waving encouragingly at the poets. "You can find the words, if not English, perhaps words more celestial?" After a brief moment, they find a language whose shapes sound ill-fitted for a human palate. They rush on, joyously. One poet's tongue ignites, then another, then a third. Soon, every poet has a mouthful of flame, and still they don't stop. In the middle of the conflagration stands the princess, beaming. This seems to be contagious. Best run. Okay. She's setting fire to people. Well... Should I just quickly run through a couple of these things? May as well. Soft and comfortable, your terror has fallen. Yeah, I'm just going to make our terror fall until our clothes fall apart. We're terribly scruffy. Right, it's time for us to go home. Leave for the dock. You retrace your steps to the entrance of the port, poorer than when you arrived, and irrecoverably different. Okay, well, let's see what the princess wants now. Ask her what happened at the poetry reading. A stoker whispered that the inn burned down, killing all the poets. Is this true, your highness? No, it's not true, Captain, says the incognito princess, lounging on a mound of dead starlings, roughly shaped like a chaise lounge. She gestures at the floor. Crouching beside the analytically suitor is a grunt man with wild eyes. My poetical suitor survived, she says. You should really not listen to gossip. It's no time for gossip. My journey now takes a more serious bent. She then explains her next destinations. Firstly, she has to find a crossroads in Eleutheria. She's of the opinion they're often south of the transit relay where one arrives. You'll require an unlicensed chart there. A trip to see the devils in Carillion on the matters of rings. She might need a handful of bee souls for that. Where in God's name do you get cloister bee souls from? I also don't know if I have an unlicensed chart. I feel I did at some point. We have an unlicensed chart, so I guess we should try and go to Eleutheria? I can't remember what the passage cost to Eleutheria is. And it does require us to go back to the Reach because we don't have the Albion Transit Relay. I'm just getting my book. I swear I wrote it down in here. Eleutheria is 2 dried tea. It's not too bad. I think we have dried tea, but either way we're going to have to go back to the Reach. But okay. Well then. I need to go to London to pick up the tea. Now, I would cut out stuff and try and fit as much as possible, but I only have roughly half an hour to actually record, so this is going to be one of those episodes where I'm trying to fill the dead air of us travelling with interesting conversations, and we all know how good I am at those. The problem with Sunless Skies is there is just a lot of nothing going on. I suppose something could happen. I forgot to buy fuel. Or wasn't that a dumb mistake? I'm sure London isn't too far away. We'll be fine, won't we? I think I can make it. We've got 2. We've got the barrel in the engine, and then the barrel extra. I think we'll be okay. Hopefully we have dry tea when we get to London. I can't quite remember. I think I have a bank full of the stuff, unless I did a trade run with them, in which case then we're going to be in trouble. It is so dark. England has just become... Winter has happened. It's like 0 degrees or something. It's -3 now, I think. I went to work today, and it was the coldest goddamn day I've ever experienced. Ooh. Hello? A commotion in the cabins. A stoker has discovered a creature wrapped affectionately around his Toby jug. A gift from his aunt. The creature is as long as your arm and looks like a leech bred with an eel. It is one of the guests. The guests are drawn to glimmers of sentiment in the broad, hard skies. One attracts others until they will fill a locomotive like the meat fills a sausage. By the time they move on, you will have all been mashed to paste. Why are there guests here? I guess we were shot by a guest cannon. Conduct a thorough search. 65% chance. If there's one, there may already be more. No one knows how the guests communicate with each other across such vast distances, but somehow, word gets out. Oh, thank God, success. You organise a methodical search, during which you dislodge another half-dozen guests. They seek out keepsakes in communal places like kitchens and hearths. You found 3 in the galley, sipping the heat from the stove. Resolutely, you fling the coiling, oozing midnight things out of an exterior hatch. Ooh, I think that could have gone much worse if we didn't pass that check then. I hope I have enough hours. I have it in my hold right now. I have a habit of picking them up. Oh, we still got the curator's egg. I could sell the egg. I might see how much the egg's worth. Just to see if, you know, if it's a large cash injection, I guess I could be parted with it. If it's like 50 sovereigns or something, I'm not all that interested. Anything more than that could be quite good. We do need money. I'm still trying to do the Fame story ending. I'm not doing a very good job at it, as you can probably tell. But I need to try and work out how you get cloister bee souls. I guess we kill the cloister bees. That would probably make sense. There are cloister bees in the Reach, and they are not near Carillion? Are they near Carillion? No, they're like up here. Here-ish, I think? Because there's a wonder there. I can't remember the name of it. Regent's Tears. I'm pretty sure all along here is cloister bees. Oh no, I've played this game too much. I don't even remember where everything is. Isn't that terrifying? Normally I can't remember anything. Then again, I have played this now for probably a year or so. There's been at least one episode a week, other than last week when I was sick, for like a year. It's pretty impressive. In its own way, I suppose. I'm surprised I managed to keep it going that long. I do very much enjoy this universe, though. There's something about it, I don't know what. The way it's written, the way things are, it's kind of like a weird Victorian thing. It kind of just hits upon all of my interests and then makes it overly interesting. See, we made it on 1 tanker fuel. It's fine. Right, let's have a look. We can sell it at Dominic Station. So let's see if we can, how much that curator egg is actually worth. An eggmonger. A young woman strides down the platform towards you, pushing a barrow piled high with crates the size of shoeboxes. I can always tell the ones that have got an egg. Have any you care to part with? We see how much it's worth. Let's sell it. Wow, 300 sovereigns. That's actually not that bad. She opens one of the crates to reveal a bed of sawdust. Very carefully, she takes the egg and lays it gently in the crate. She replaces the lid and restacks the crate among the others. She produces a small packet of coins from a deep pocket in her coat. Then, with a grin, she heads off, pushing her barrow down the platform. Okay, 300 sovereigns. It's not brilliant, but it's not bad either. Let's see. Oh, brain. Bank. We need dried tea, and we also need another one of those. I'm just going to put that in the bank. The bank can deal with that. I actually needed to get rid of it at the lighthouse. I remember. Whoops. Or somebody was screaming at the screen, that one. Yeah, somehow I think we have enough tea. Okay, so That's enough for us to get back to the Reach. I didn't buy any fuel, you fool. I should probably repair my damn ship as well, because we took a lot of damage. Let me just quickly do that. It's around here somewhere. This definitely isn't happening. I've gone dumb. Yeah, it is the Steam and Sapphire Yards. I'm losing my mind. Never mind, let's fully repair it. Oh, we're fully fixed. Let's buy ourselves some fuel. 4 should be enough, I think. Then again, we are going to try and go to Eleutheria. There we go. What? About 8-ish minutes left of the episode? I reckon we can make it back to the Reach, at least. Bare minimum. No amount of time. I don't like recording episodes when I am on a time frame. It's really weird. It's probably trying to make YouTube videos while also having a job, is that you kind of have to fit them in where you can, and I also make far too many to what I should actually make, because I'm trying to do one every day. Even if a lot of them are Outer Worlds, which by the way, I am loving that game. I finished my recording session of the Outer Worlds on the weekend, and it just gets better and better. I'm loving the world that they built in that game, and if you haven't checked it out, please go check it out, even if you only watch it for a little bit. I mean, everyone who watches it makes me feel better, makes my statistics look better, and you know, we reached 300 subscribers. 300 people. It's phenomenal. I never thought I'd get more than like 100. And we've got 3 times that. You know, the milestones are coming down. I mean, obviously the big milestone is 1,000, but the chances of that happening are very slim. As much as I'd love it to happen, I know that my content is very niche. The way I do things is very niche. I'm not very screamy, happy, clickbaity rubbish. It's not the way I roll. Never will be. I really don't like the way a lot of YouTube channels run, and I feel sorry for the people who fall for the rubbish that the people put on their YouTube channels, but that's just personal opinion. Obviously, like some of the most popular YouTube channels, I try and watch them myself, and I'm like, wow, people watch this? My god. I guess it's all hypercuts and shouting and screaming and fun stuff, and I'm just there going, well, that's not me. I'm boring. I like boring games. Oh, excuse me, monitor. Don't. I crashed into me. You bastard. Here's the relay anyway, so let's quickly jump into this relay. See if customs has any problems. They shouldn't do. Present yourself to customs. Nothing to declare. Turn to your engine. Travel to the Reach second class. One day I'll find out more about this behemoth that we keep passing. And here we are. Right, so it's literally the other side of the map. Do you know what? I think what I'm going to do is make my way to New Winchester and dock there and then call it an episode. I do apologise, it is relatively short. Even by the time we get there, it might be on time for 30 minutes. And I haven't really achieved very much in this episode. I've done a little bit more of the princess. But if anyone has any ideas of what the hell I'm supposed to do to get like cloister bee souls, and if I'm right about just killing cloister bees, then fine. I can do that. Easy. No problem. In fact, if I am right, I will stay in the Reach and do that first, and then go to Eleutheria. Because I'm already in the Reach, so that makes perfect sense, right? Ooh. A forsaken structure ruined by time. Free fuel? Yeah, never say no to free fuel. Let's go up by the rate. Even though our terror is in a perfectly good place, we don't really need to worry about it too much. But never hurts to get it a little bit lower, because the one time you forget about it's the one time it kills you. There's a wreck down there. Part of me kind of wants to get it. Yeah, okay. What are you called? The Johnston Norther. On the dead. Really good way of lowering your terror. The Reach is really good for like having events that lower the terror and stuff. You can tell this is where you start the game. You got like the Blue Kingdom, which just like slits your Achilles heel and kicks you while you're down. Well, my memories of the Blue Kingdom are just horrendous. I think I might be better off now, but one day we'll end up going back there. One day. Oh, game didn't like that. There we go. Taking full advantage of the rat. Let's go down here. This is wise easier. Yeah, we'll go through Havenwood. That's the lighthouse. The other advantage to the Reach is that there's a lot of NPC ships flying around, and they are very helpful when it comes to combat. If we get jumped by marauders right now, I could just go back to that guy and get him to do all the hard work, even though I probably wouldn't have that much trouble fighting a marauder at this point. I say, even though we all know I'm absolutely dreadful at the combat in this game. For some unknown reason. Oh, we're almost there. See if anything exciting happens. You never know. This game does like to throw curveballs. Young's found. We're coming up on New Winchester. Are the Tacties winning the war? I think the Tacties must be winning the war. The John Moody. I like that. What Johns? The ship's name's named John. Well, no, maybe we're not going to get anything exciting. No pop-ups? No events? New Winchester, full of men who think they're engineers, bless their hearts. And here we are. I do apologise for this being a much shorter episode. We will pick up the Incognito Princess's storyline in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, believe it or not. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll see you next time.